Hi, my name is Wesley Barker, and I am a senior at Menlo-Atherton High School, and I am a part of BSU. I'm also a part of M-A Today. I'm part of the drama club, and I was Joseph in M-A spring musical Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. And I am African American and Arab. Well, when you look at me, you see an African American man, and I think people base a bias off of that, like, oh, like you're kind of aggressive. Like, no, actually, I'm a big softie. You can push me around pretty easily. He's African American. He goes to Menlo-Atherton High School. He will most likely either drop out of school or go on to some community college without any plan afterwards. My mom and I were driving down Willow Road. It was about 8 o'clock. It was dark and we got pulled over. The officer came over to my window and he immediately said, "Hey, don't I recognize you from somewhere?" He's making this generalization like, "Hey, you're African American. I've seen you somewhere before." My mom immediately jumped in. She's like, "You haven't seen my son anywhere. He doesn't break the laws. He doesn't do this." And that was kind of my first run-in where I was like, I've never seen like this barrier. I've never seen why the cops would look at me like that. And that kind of opened my eyes because I was like, dang. I've lived in East Palo Alto. I've also lived in Louisiana. I hear other people, it's like, "Oh, you live there." Like, "Oh, I'm sorry." It's like, well, why? Like, East Palo Alto is a pretty cool community. Like, yeah, no, there's still some violence, but there's violence everywhere. We have less violence in Palo Alto at this point. I am the youngest of 4 siblings. All of them are older and taller than me. 2 of them are alumni of Menlo-Atherton, and 1 went to Eastside College Prep. All 3 of them have gone off to college. At first it was very scary. I didn't know anyone here except for 1 person, and after that I started getting into stuff like there's nothing I can do except branch out into different things. So I started branching out into environmental club, BSU, drama. I just started doing everything I couldn't do at my old school. Joseph is usually played by a white man, and we had plenty of white men audition. But I'm happy that Miss B gave me the role. 1, I really did want the role, but 2, it kind of showed you don't have to have this same role be played by the same type of person. You can get a different perspective if you just change the actor. You wouldn't traditionally see an African American play this role. Like, yeah, roles come and go, but it's kind of, you still feel like, hey, I could have played this role even if you were perfect for it. Your race kind of plays a factor into that. Like, Lin-Manuel Miranda is doing it constantly. He's putting minority actors in the spotlight and showing them in new lights, playing white characters, like traditionally, like historically white characters, like Hamilton. It's changing. It's coming slowly, but it took Hamilton to do it. So hopefully we start seeing more actors of color on stage. Like I said, you don't have to put actors in a box. Like, you're an African American woman auditioning for The Crucible, so here's Tituba, like, go. Like, if you're not gonna shine as Tituba, why should I put you as Tituba? So it was kind of cool to see a white actress play that role. It was different. I know audiences kind of like, wait, what? But it was kind of cool. Like, for me specifically, I'm an African American man who comes from the middle class. And so I see, well, just from like my experience, especially here at MA, I see a lot of white upper class people who are like who are finally realizing like, oh, I benefit from a system, benefit from a couple of systems because I'm both rich and I'm white. It's a good thing to see. I've been seeing a lot of it, especially this year, so hopefully we see more.